From a far-off land, back in Ireland again after a year in Australia. Ruth Colgan, now with Newry and Mourne District Council, under the baton down there of Jim McCorry, who's in charge of things like waste disposal and things like this. And we're talking about a new type of plastic bag, biodegradable, into which we can put our food at home, and that food then, in the biodegradable bag, the food is biodegradable, so when that unit of food in bag goes into the earth, in the landfill, it becomes compost.
Yes, it
eventually.
does. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you bring these bags, you can put them into your brown bin, and then that's taken to a company and it's recycled to make compost.
Wow.
So if these biodegradable bags are used, they can compose as well, and then you produce bags of compost.
My goodness. And these have been trialled at the moment, as they
Yep.
say.
They're being trialled, and you can come down to our offices in Greenbank Industrial Estate to get bags for free.
These are they.
That's them.
And you know, you've got a fair amount of space within these. Big bag. And so remind the people of how we should dispose of our waste, because first of all, food waste, brown bin. I put my food waste at the moment into a grey bin.
Yeah, well,
Why is
at
that?
the minute, not everybody has a brown bin, so about 20,000 households have brown bins. But hopefully now, over the next year, everybody should get a brown bin. And it's for your food waste and any garden waste. If you've garden cuttings or whatever, that can go into your brown bin. So these are for your brown bin. It's just to make it less messy in the kitchen. If you've peeled, put it into the bag, put the bag into the brown bin instead of tipping the bin. So it's really just, it's handier.
Yeah, absolutely. So all food waste can go into these bags.
All food waste.
And should go into these bags, and these bags then go into the brown bin.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I put into the blue bin?
Okay, well, your blue bin is then, it's for dry recycling material. So it's paper, cardboard, plastic bottles, plastic packaging like your yogurt pots, your butter tubs. And then you can also put in glass bottles and jars, so wine or anything like that, or tins. So if you've any beans, dog food tins, that sort of thing. As long as they're clean, dry and loose, they can go into
I often toy with the dilemma to clean. For instance, if you have a tin of baked beans, and you've used the baked beans, you have the empty tin there with the heavy residue of what's left in the bin, all the sauce and all the rest of it, or say a Fray Bento's steak and kidney pie tin. There's a lot of stuff in it. I often think the amount of water that's needed to clean that will outweigh the advantage of saving it. And I would sometimes think I'm going to use too much water on that and putting it in as it is and let it be sort itself out. But I don't expect you to have a view on that. But
no, well, just really, it's not really, you don't have to clean it thoroughly. If you just put a drop of water, rinse it, pour it out, and then, you know, it should...
But I think it's the question of getting into the habit.
Yeah, that really is it.
And I think most people now are in the groove for it. They say, I automatically have two bags in the kitchen. One is food, the other is plastics. Yeah. And because the wine bottles won't go into the plastics one because they're so large and voluminous, lots and lots of them, I dare say. So that's the way it works there. But it's... So I have a mindset that is differentiating between the waste. And I think most people are starting to do that.
Yeah, and I think to help that, if you do what, like yourself, put two bins in your kitchen or two bags, because it's easier when you're in the kitchen and it's there, as opposed to going outside to your bins, because that means people won't participate as much. If you buy one of these, or we have a few of these in our offices as well, they're handy to have, you know.
You see, the problem is, people that like handiness. In order to get these bags, they're going to have to go down to Greenbank. That you really need these at bag distribution points throughout the town. Maybe people can buy these in shops as well.
Well, at the minute, these bags are on trial, so it's really just these type of bags that we would have in the council that you can use in your brown bin. But hopefully now, if the trial is successful, we will buy them in bulk, and obviously there'll be more places that people can avail of getting. You know, they'll be in the town halls and things. But it's just to see if these work and will they decompose fast enough? Will they affect?
How do you tell? Have you to wait 10 years before the trial's over?
No.
How long does it take them to decompose?
Well, it won't take that long, but we would check with the company that take our brown bin of the quality of the compost in the end.
Yes, that's coming out of it.
So say they take a week's worth of waste, after a month they'll be able to tell us, you know, whether the quality is better or not. So once that's been approved, then we'll have more bags and maybe distribute them in shops and things.
That'd be
but
good.
for now, it's best just to come to our offices and you can get them there.
How is your boss, Jim McCorry?
Jim's doing well, he is.
He was in with me a couple of times, a lovely man.
Oh, he is,
He does so very well. Give him my regards.
I will do.
And do tell him it's long overdue. He needs to be in here again.
I'll send him back down.
We need an update on the swimming pool and the sports complex and all of that. High time we did it.
Yeah.
And you tell him
I will.
that we need that.
Now,
what about your travelling? You're only here for a year. You're back.
Yes.
You're in the post a few months. What took you to Australia?
Just to go out and see things, explore a wee bit, you know, see how things change over there.
Had you been travelling before Australia?
No, not really. I've been on a few holidays, but nothing to this extent, no.
And did you go alone to Australia?
No, I went with friends and then came back after a year, so brilliant, yeah.
Okay, so going to Australia, recount for me the excitement of a young Newry girl from Kilkeel's St. Louis School deciding she's going to go across the world to the Antipodes to get into the cylindrical vessel called an aeroplane and go on then down.
Yeah.
It must have been very exciting.
It was like somebody letting the reins off and just being free, wild, going away for the year.
And tell me about, you went straight to Melbourne.
Yeah, we started off in Melbourne, yeah.
So she landed, you're looking out through the windows and you're seeing Melbourne through the windows.
Yeah.
What were you seeing through the windows?
I was actually seeing the ocean.
The ocean?
The ocean, yeah. And seeing people out surfing and kiting, surf kiting and everything, yeah.
Even before you got out of the plane?
I know, yeah. As soon as I drove there, I landed, you could see the ocean.
My God. And you must have said, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. And then the work started and I wasn't so much.
What were the people you served as a waitress? What were they like? Were they
they were very friendly, yeah.
Are the Australians basically friendly people?
Well, yeah, they are. And especially when they find out that you're from Ireland, everybody...
The men aren't always shouting at you, "Hi, Sheila!"
Yeah.
None of that goes on. Or does it go on?
There's a lot of that.
You're joking?
No.
They would still shout, "Hi, Sheila!"
Yeah.
You're joking?
Yeah. And they ask you to say Irish phrases a lot as well.
Yeah. To which you would respond, "Arnia haratarnia, hold my home." That would be them, sort of like.
Tried to refrain from doing that.
You do, of course. And the cuisine you were serving to people, what sort of stuff were they eating?
Well, actually, I was surprised that there was things like kangaroo burgers and, you know, the things that you would associate with Australia are quite popular over there.
Are they really?
Yeah.
They eat a lot of kangaroo?
Yeah. But it's pretty much the same as home.
As one of the audience of Skippy, the kangaroo, I would find that very offensive.
I know.
But is there any European cuisine there?
Oh, well, it's pretty much the same as here. You know, you get it depends really where you go, but you can get all types of cuisine over there, really.
My cousin Michael Hand has been in St Kilda there all his life.
Yeah.
What kind of place is that?
Oh, it's lovely. It's right by the sea. Yeah, it's very nice.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's where I was. There's a lot of festivals and markets and stuff.
Wow, he must love it there.
Yeah.
I tell you, without a shadow of a doubt. We grew up together on Mary Street in Newry.
Oh, yeah.
It was all good. It was always good fun.
He's travelled quite far then.
Oh, yeah. He went there to work. And then, of course, you took the notion to go to that other beautiful place.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's like Ireland, but just on
You went to the North Island?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to stay with my brother, so it's lovely. It reminds me a lot of home.
Yeah. What sort of work does your brother do there?
He's a physiotherapist.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's well settled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would have an aspiration to go back.
Yeah, well, now that I have a base.
Yeah. New Zealand or...
I would say
Australia.
New Zealand because it's more countryside. I like the countryside better.
What are the elements of choice in terms of how do you get a visa to go to New Zealand for a time? What do you need to prove?
Well, you just need to prove that you can get a job over there, that you are qualified. And it doesn't have to be a specific job, but if you have qualifications, you can go over and if you have employment, and then once you get a job, someone will sponsor you then for a further year, and then you can stay longer. So
you get over, you're given the opportunity to get in on the basis of an expectation that you will get a job.
Yep.
So that's enough. An expectation is enough. A qualification and an expectation. That's enough to get you in.
Yeah, well, that'll last for 3 months.
3 months.
And then you get a job.
And then you get a job and you say to your boss, look, I want to stay on here.
Yep.
Will you sponsor me? And does that tie you to that particular job?
It does,
for 9 months?
For the rest of the year.
The rest of the year.
And then they'll sponsor you further. So
but you need to choose fairly carefully, wouldn't you?
You can get tied down into the wrong job,
How are Australians on the recycling business?
They are actually very good. They're the same as us. They have their black bin, obviously, and then they have their food waste and garden waste bin, and they'll have the dry recycling. They're different colours, but it's pretty much the same concept. So everybody's getting the hang of it, really.
It all sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And that's an obvious question. How much did you miss home? Really, 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 really?
I have to say I miss home quite a lot.
Did you really?
Yeah, I have a large family, so I miss everybody, but I would definitely go back now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're down in the Mournes, are you?
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't stop me going back for another year.
No. Well, there's the distinctive pronunciation of back.
Yeah.
Tells you you're a Mournes woman.
Yeah.
You went to school at
St. Louis.
St. Louis,
yeah.
a lovely school.
It is.
I once went there as a peripatetic lifestyle teacher.
Yeah.
And I went down on my Moto Guzzi Nevada with a Watsonian sidecar on the side, and the youngsters spent as much time out in the sidecar with me
than in the class.
But we did good work, and people enjoyed what we were at.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So you find, was it difficult to get a position in Newry and Mourne when you returned?
Well, I had actually previously done a placement with them for a year in the same position that I'm in now. So it helps to have contacts, and then the lady I worked with was going off on maternity, so I had the experience that was necessary, you know. So.
Thank God for procreation.
Yeah.
It opens up the opportunities, I tell you. It's a win-win-win-win situation
Yeah, it's
all
keeping
round,
me in a job.
Absolutely, yeah. So in broad terms, when you look at Newry, the city of Newry, and the city of Melbourne, make a comparison for me.
Well, the views in Melbourne are brilliant, and the people, but there's nothing can beat home and the atmosphere.
But the physicality of Newry, the cleanliness of Newry, as compared with the physicality and the cleanliness of Melbourne.
Oh, I would say very similar. Melbourne is a very clean city, but if you come into Newry, if you go through one point, Newry, Rostrevor, even on to Camla, it's always as clean, you know, it's tidy, and there's people out sweeping the streets, and people are recycling, and there's not as much waste going to landfill now, obviously, as there was 10 years ago. So everybody's efforts is contributing to us being a better and cleaner environment. You know?
You see, landfill, there's only so much landfill we can get away with.
Exactly, yeah.
Iron, goodness gracious. And thankfully we don't see so much of it now.
No.
Anything we see is deep underground, being dealt with and biodegrading naturally and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Do bananas biodegrade?
They do. You can put them into your brown bin.
I wasn't going to ask you that in case you didn't have an answer to it, but there you are. Is there any food that doesn't biodegrade?
All your food does biodegrade, just things maybe like cooking oil, liquid food.
How do we get rid of cooking oil?
We have facilities that are recycling centres that you can take your cooking oil up to. So there's one in Newry, there's one in Kilkenny.
So I should have a bottle to take my cooking oil and bring it to you.
Recycling centre.
The best thing I bought recently was a small, for one person only, deep fat fryer. And I fill it with, what do they call that stuff? Rapeseed oil.
Oh, yeah.
And I take one large potato and I'll chip it. And I'll do that. And it's more than a feast, I tell you.
Yeah.
That with a piece of fish or a piece
you
of
can't beat
fried
that.
egg. You couldn't beat it. Listen, we're going to end the programme. Someone's calling me. It's awful. Sometimes it could be the Prime Minister. On this occasion it's not. It's Domna, it's Damien. Yes. So all is good. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Thanks for having me.
And I hope you enjoyed it.
I did, yeah.
And let people come to you and get these bags.
Yeah, just call down to the office and ask for Ruth, and I'll come out and give you some bags.
You'll get them connected into the bags. You'll be good with bags. It's all good. Take care. We wish the people farewell now, and we do wish you